Cincinnati Bengals receiver Chris Henry dead at the age of 26. Lauren Shahade, Pete Prisco, NFL columnist, joining us now. Pete, an extremely talented football player, his off-the-field happenings often got in the way. He was trying to turn his life around. Was this supposed to be his breakout season?
And I think he had turned his life around. Having spent time at the Bengals camp, I actually talked to Chris a little bit about doing a column on him about how he turned his life around and how he could be a message to kids that you can get in some trouble and turn your life around and be a better person. And he said, he thanked me. He said, "Hey, I think that would be a good idea." I never got around to writing the column. He got hurt. It wasn't the factor that he was. I probably should have written the column anyways, but he had turned his life around.
Well, as our thoughts are with the family, I have to wonder, how will the Bengals, guys that were close to him, Chad Ochocinco, Carson Palmer, move on this season? Will they use it as an inspiration?
I think sometimes that stuff can get overrated. Once you get between the white lines, I get hit in the mouth, all that stuff, whether it's bulletin board material, somebody passing away or whatever, kind of goes out the window. But during the week is when it will affect this team. I think it will. You'll sit in the meeting room, and even though he was on injured reserve, you'll look over and you'll see where he used to sit and clown around and goof off and stuff, and then it might affect you. But I think once you get on the field, I think all that stuff goes away.
You said you talked to him and you were sure that he did turn his life around. How do you think he'll be remembered?
As a troubled player, as a guy who wasted a lot of talent because he was troubled, and in talking to a lot of Bengals people, they all said he was a really good guy who just had some issues when he drank a little bit, and so sometimes that happens. But they said deep down he was a very good guy. And the one thing that really sticks out with me from a football standpoint is Carson Palmer said he's never been around a receiver who had the jets and the ability to crank it up like Chris Henry did when the ball was in the air. So he'll be missed from a football standpoint. I'm sure he'll be missed a lot more in that locker room.
Would you agree with Carson Palmer's statement, Pete?
Well, yeah, he can. That's the thing that really hurt for a lot of people when he was getting into all that trouble, was that he had this wonderful talent that could have made him an elite receiver, and he really just let it all go to waste.
Well, our thoughts are with his family, gone too soon. Bengals receiver Chris Henry dead at the age of 26.